done about 3 hours of chainsawing on this chain. Give it a tickle up. I normally sharpen the blades after every time I do some work with them. After each time you use them, well, in this case about 3 hours I've had work on this chain, I think it's relatively easy to sharpen the chainsaw or your chain after that. There's lots of little gizmos and whatever to sharpen your chain, but I just use the old standard file and just put them through. I don't think it's that. Now there's heaps of videos on the internet about sharpening chains, and I suggest you watch one of those and don't watch what I'm doing. Basically I just run it a couple of times through and then just look, make sure that it's you can see that it's actually turned it up. Now, as you probably saw before there, I've marked this one, and I've done that so that I know where I'm at. So I just run around the chain like that. You generally can tell if you look closely that you've actually sharpened the point and it's done. But as I say, there's lots of videos on the internet about sharpening chainsaws. And I only do off the tops of them every now and then too. I don't do that every time. Anyway, firewood for the year. So we do about 12 cubic metres of firewood a year. Well, for myself, and Reece does about the same. So we go up to my father's farm and cut down some trees. So probably about 20 trees a year I cut down. I'm the one who's probably cutting it. We do generally have a pretty good system going. My father, I cut the trees, but not to a point where they fall over, and then my dad comes in with the excavator and pushes them or pulls them depending on what we're doing. This last year I'll show you some photos of what we've done. He had some sort of like got a U shape of some trees, one of his paddocks, and the wind came down the sort of valleys them down and put a lot of pressure on the trees at the end, and one of them fell over and went on the road, as you can see the pictures that I've got here. And so he wanted all the trees along the road edge gone, so we cut about 36 trees down. It's a little bit more than what we normally do, but they're actually area trees. They were used as shelter belts actually. My dad had a bit of horticulture at one stage, and that's what they were used for anyway. They are areas, and so we're in this case we've just cut every single tree out in the road, and I cut them, and we actually put a rope around them and pulled them, and you probably can see some. I'll put some more pictures of that up there. There we go. I've just gone round and sharpened one this way, and you basically can feel the points are all nice and sharp again. I do find that there is one way of sharpening is easier than the other, depending if you're left-handed or right-handed. I found the way that I just did it is actually easier than this way. This way just feels a little bit more awkward, but anyway. Yeah, so this year I cut them, and we actually used a rope to pull them back into the paddock, and I do have some video of us doing that, which I'll put up. So we had more wood than we really required this year, and that's right, Reece's brother came and got some as well. It all gets used up pretty easily. As I say, we don't need much. Like I say, it's been about 3 hours cutting wood with this chain, and it's only just starting, it's not really gone off at all, so you don't need to do much. A couple of files from each one, that's all that's required. If you keep your chains up to scratch, it really isn't a big job to sharpen your own chain. And I know a lot of people have little gadgets and things to do, but to be fair, I have used some of those things in the past. My father-in-law had a few of those, but honestly, this is just the simple and the easiest way. It's just the old file. There we go, all done. So once all the trees are cut down, we then bring them all back to the staging area. It's outside my father's implement shed. From there I use the tractor's forks to grab the logs out of the pile and use that to hold them up high while I cut them into rings. And as you can see, the boys in the background are using our wood splitter to split them up and fill the trailers up. So here's our wood splitter. This is Mark III of this device. So this one, previous version pretty much had the same setup here like this, but it was actually connected to the back of the tractor and used the tractor hydraulics. It was quite slow though, and so then we purchased this motor, and then actually went to the junkyard and found that oil container, which is off of some others old wood splitter, but anyway, we used that and hooked everything up, and this goes much better than on the back of the tractor. It's just so much quicker. It's, as you can see, it's a very big ram, quite a lot of oil to fill up there. So this is my Still 391. So I've only had this one probably about 4 years, and before that I had a 311 actually. So the 311 and the 391 are pretty much the same chainsaw, the same weight and same body. I'm not sure what, maybe the stroke is a little bit longer to get a little bit more cc's out of it, but it's got a 50cm blade on it, and this is, and actually to be fair, this has got quite a lot more power than my old 311. So my 311 unfortunately got caught in a tree when I was cutting some branches off and fell to the ground, and yeah, I bought a new bar after that and chain to fix it because the bar was bent and broke, but in the end, a year or so later, I found the oil, where you put the oil in for the bar chain, there was a crack in the whole reservoir for that, and so that was it was going to cost quite a lot to get that replaced, and so I decided in the end when I went in that the guy offered me a really good deal to upgrade to the 391, sorry, and so that's what I did, and I purchased this one and traded the other one in. And so, and to be fair, I feel that this one is, I always thought the 311 was probably a little bit underpowered for some of the work that we were doing. But in all, this chainsaw has been really good actually. The chain is a bit loose actually. I'll just tighten it up. It's relatively easy to tighten the chain up. You can actually see, you can pull that. So I'll you just basically loosen these two nuts off here and get in there and just tighten that a little bit. And I just pull it generally tight enough so that you can't slip off, can't come up and out. That's probably it there. They do tighten when you're chainsawing, so you've got to be careful not to do them too tight, but there's definitely a thing about having them too loose because they just come off. Probably doing them tighter than normal, but again, if you're really interested in that sort of stuff, yeah. So that's my main chainsaw, but I also have a backup chainsaw. And so this is my backup chainsaw. It's again a Stihl, an 024 AV. So this chainsaw, to be fair, is actually over 40 years old. It's around about it's early 1980s Stihl chainsaw, and still goes perfectly fine. Got a new bar and chain on it recently, but just shows you the point that the old Stihls can last a long time if looked after. So that chainsaw is actually one of my dad's old ones. So he bought himself a new chainsaw and passed that one on to me. And you know, it's always good when you're cutting down trees to have a backup chainsaw. Sometimes the chains get stuck and stuff, and you have to come up with another chainsaw to cut things. So it has been very handy, to be fair, to have a second chainsaw. So this is my trailer, and this actually holds 6 cubic meters of wood unstacked, just thrown in, and so that's what we need, basically 2 of these per year. And so it's a matter of going out to the farm and filling this up twice, and bringing it back and filling the bay up, and then that seasons for one whole season before it gets used, while we already have a dry lot of wood in the other bay. So this is our wood shed and also utility shed. It's about 4 meters by 7 meters, and that's legally allowed for us to build without a permit, as long as you don't build too close to the boundaries. So, and basically there's 2 sides to this, and each side basically holds about 12 cubic meters of firewood. See, it's pretty full. We've filled it up. There we go. So that's filled up. So we've probably got well, it's over 24 cubic meters because we've filled it really high, but that's 2 years worth of wood. So we generally use one side. There is a divider down the middle, and so we use one side, use it all up, and then obviously put new wood in that and wait for that season for a year before in the next year we'd actually use that one while the other one's seasoning. So it's what we generally do for our firewood. Hi guys, well this was quite a different video than I've done in the past, basically me rambling on. So I'm interested in everyone's thoughts. Comment below if you liked it or not, and if not, I can go back and do other types of videos. Anyway, please subscribe and catch you later. Thanks.